Welcome to the Geek Show with me, Jay, and Rich. How you doing, Rich?
I'm grand.
Cool.
Hope you good.
I'm good. I'm chilling. I'm just
Sunday.
It's Super Bowl Sunday.
Oh, it is.
It
If
is
you're into
Super
that
Bowl
sort
Sunday.
of thing.
So I'm looking forward. I'm not a Philadelphia Eagles fan, but I am rooting for the Philadelphia Eagles for any of our friends that like the American football, such as I do. Right. So just a little bit of in the news. Did you see that apparently Machine Gun Kelly's cheated on Megan Fox?
No.
Yeah, apparently.
Why?
Well, only beggars can answer that, dude.
Why?
Only beggars can answer that, really. So, yeah, apparently he has cheated on Megan Fox, and I don't know. I could never really understand why you would do that. I mean, she is surely just a goddess at this point.
Yeah, to
like
be
to
fair,
all
it's just
sexes.
like, I don't. Yeah, I mean, he's a bit of a dick at the best of times.
Yeah,
Anyway,
I mean, like, it's all
isn't he?
cryptic. It's all cryptic. She's posted some lyrics from a song which imply he's been cheating, and I think she burned his stuff or something like that, or
Yeah.
she's got pictures of another man. She's taken all his pictures off her Instagram because that's what's important these days.
Yeah,
That's what's
fucking
important.
petty celebrity drama. Good lord.
It's the most important thing in the world, mate.
So
It's
what you're
just
saying
the most
is now
important
there's a
thing.
chance.
Yeah, there's a chance. Yeah,
there's a chance.
It's like she seems to go with not the most attractive, talentless folks.
I'm in.
I got a chance
I'll
here.
have a go.
I'm in.
Fuck it, I'll have
Tell
a
the
go.
wife to fucking. The wife would actually fight me for it. The wife loves fucking her, to be fair. Right, so what else have I got on the docket? Good sirs. Come one, come all, it's a beautiful show. Come on. Anyway, just as some introductions, I am Firefly Zero. This is LiveConvoy. We do this show weekly. We'll try to do it weekly, although there are some times that we don't.
Life gets in the way, doesn't it?
Yeah, life does get in the way.
Sometimes.
We know each other generally from college years, and now currently we play a lot of video games and Apex together, and then talk shit. Generally.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you say video games, we play Apex Legends.
Yeah, we play
together,
Apex
and
Legends,
that's it.
That's it. So sorry there wasn't a show last week. I was ill. I couldn't get the show together in time, so I took the day off. There has been other interesting things happening. So the TJ show, which we used to do, True Talk with TJ, has now gone to its own show. You can catch that over on YouTube with me, or you can catch it over there with YouTube with TJ. It is me, Rich, and TJ, all just bullshitting about things we have really no right to talk about, but we talk about them anyway, and see if anyone's interested in our uninformed opinions.
Yeah, this week we started with the latest Last of Us episode, and then went into a bit of a diatribe about streaming services.
We did.
So,
We've got more interesting things coming up in next week's episode. We're going to be talking about video game devs, so we're going to dive a little bit into video games and how we feel as the consumers on the video games, and then we'll follow out the week after with something more along the lines of doing it's from a dev point of view, just to give everyone an idea from both sides.
yeah, we want to talk about specifically next week a lot duty of care in terms of game developers and the duty of care that really they should owe their customers and whether or not they've been fulfilling that. So,
Exactly.
yeah, it'd be a long one, be a ranty one.
It will be a bit of a ranty one.
Yeah.
Obviously, we're still doing our charity for this season, which is Rich's painting, although he hasn't bought it with him because he's a douchebag.
True story. So I'm working on it literally just before I came.
That's it. So we are still doing our charity, and that's for fairybricks.org. You can find that. We'll put that in the description. There is an alert on the channel. If you put in charity, it'll pop up for you as well. If you want to jump over there, any donation matters. Be it 1 penny, be it £1,000,000. It doesn't matter. You go into the draw to see if you can win some of Rich's amazing model work.
Well, hopefully.
Yeah,
I mean, in my defence, it was actually in my bag to bring. But then, when you were late again, I took it out and did more painting to it. So really, this is all on you, not me.
I make errors. I can't. I don't know what people want from me.
Yeah.
What do you want from me? Right. Otherwise, coming up in the show, we've got Apex Legends and the Nintendo Direct show news. In the news, anime from Rich will be Assassination Classroom and Bocci the Rock. It's not what you think, kids. We talk about a gaming legend from Atari and Mario 64 in the gaming history. And in games that time forgot, I'll be talking about one of my favourites, again a remaster this year, in Suikoden. So, right, let's crack on with it. Let's get on with the next part of the show.
Gaming news, yo.
Gaming news. Gaming news. I'm stalling for
Yeah, he's
time.
just stalling for time, isn't he, man? Yo.
So, the first thing in the gaming news is, as discussed, Apex Legends is having a massive change around to its classes and new weapons dropping. No new character this year. But Rich, you know a little bit more about it. Let's put the trailer on while we discuss.
Yeah, I'm psyched for this. This looks awesome. I mean, on the one hand, I still don't think they're addressing a lot of the stuff the community's been talking and asking about. So, is audio finally going to be fixed?
I don't think so. I'll be honest.
Where's cross progression at?
It always feels to me, Rich, they're just trying to sell me new skins.
Yeah.
That's what it basically always feels like.
But it's Apex is sort of, it's something me and Jay play obviously a lot. It's pretty much been the only game I've played for a couple of years, and I feel like it's in a very do or die sort of situation at the moment because a lot of the discourse surrounding it is overwhelmingly negative. There's a lot of characters, but they've become incredibly. You play competitive, you only see two or three characters. It's become a very centralised sort of meta, whereas this season looks to really, really shake it up. There's a lot of buffs and nerfs to various characters. Weapons are getting changed, so the RL301 dominance looks like it's over. It's getting a damage nerf. Assault rifles in general are getting a hipfire reduction to their accuracy. The motherfucking Mirage boat's coming back.
Yeah, the Mirage
baby.
boat's coming
the
back.
Mirage boat's
fucking
coming
me
back.
and Rich are psyched about that.
Yeah,
Fucking was our favourite place to fight.
Yeah, it's my favourite place to land in any game ever because it's not like, say, Fragments, which is also being removed from World's Edge, finally. Because you haven't got all these crazy zip lines and it's not, I'm a movement guard, so I'm going to shit on ya. Like the Mirage boat, you have 30 people in an area that can comfortably hold about 5, all just beating the shit out of each other, and you either die or you come out the king. It's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I'm really looking forward to it. I'm a bit sad Olympus isn't back in.
Yeah, I can see that.
I'm quite emotionally devastated that Arenas has been taken out of the game mode, but I am interested to see what Team Deathmatch is going to hold. That's going to be wild.
You got Team Deathmatch being the new mode because it's all on the Arena's maps, isn't it? From what
yeah. And we're gonna get 3 weeks of solely Team Deathmatch as the extra mode, and then it's gonna go into a playlist. A mixtape playlist that has Team Deathmatch, Control, and Gun Game in there.
Gun Game would definitely be fun. I enjoyed that.
Yeah, Gun Game was a laugh. The buffs and nerfs for the Legends are really interesting. My boy Mirage is getting some sick buffs. I can't wait to see what comes with him. Bloodhound's been massively reworked. Like, I don't know if you've seen the stuff for Bloodhound.
No, I know. Horizon. I know that Horizon is getting quite the buff.
Yeah, Horizon's getting a savage nerf. So the bug that came into Season 15, which ruined Horizon's accuracy in gravity lifts, turned out to not be a bug. That was her nerf for next season just being rolled out early.
Yeah.
So they reverted that, and then they're going
to Team Deathmatch up now.
Yeah, they're going to bring it back in. Yeah, Bloodhound's crazy. Bloodhound's far more of a tracker now.
Yeah.
So when you're running round, a White Raven will spawn, and if you interact with the White Raven, it will head towards the closest enemy to you. And then if you scan that White Raven, once you've killed the enemy, it'll bring up another White Raven, which will show you where the next nearest enemy is.
Is the new classes?
Yeah, they're all getting broken down into classes that all have their own separate perks. Some are better than others. Skirmish has got the raw end of the deal. Like the Skirmisher perk is you can see what's in care packages.
Yeah.
Whoop-de-whoop.
Yeah,
Right. But then you have like the Recon Legends who can scan a beacon and see where everybody in the zone is. You have the Control Legends which scan a beacon and know where the next zone is. You know, that's some. It's going to be really interesting, like, because you're going to have to pick your team with what options do we want available and what options do we want to leave behind. You know.
I think it's an interesting couple of changes. I think you've got to do it now. I think the game not got stale, but.
This looks broke as fuck, by the way. The new Nemesis AR looks disgusting.
The new gun.
Yeah. I've seen people in the firing range. You can kill 3 training dummies with a non-extended mag.
Jesus.
Like, it's wild. Absolutely wild.
Christ. That's nuts.
Anniversary collection where you get heirloom shards, which is nice.
Yeah.
I mean, it's nice to be able to pick your heirloom for £160 instead of being given one.
That's it. Why not?
Cynical, but it may sound like I'm quite bitter and cynical, and there is
Some
a lot.
bitter and cynicalness in there.
Yeah, but I am psyched. I'm looking forward to it. It should be good fun.
Yes. I'll say I think that it's changes that are needed. I think that the game hasn't got stale, so to speak, but like it's getting to a point where like, look man, if you don't start making big changes, everyone's going to just bore off this.
Fix your fucking matchmaking. Like, as a gold player, you've no business being in a lobby with masters or predators, like, at all. Just no.
So I mean, like, I want them to, if they're going to keep selling me a season pass as well, start giving me some skins that I give a fuck about.
Yeah, well, something that's quite interesting with this, like if you watch the season pass skin, it looks like there's actually 3 skydive emotes in this one, which is more than we usually get.
Never get skydive emotes.
I'm hoping, including an Octane one, so I'll finally have one for the character I don't play anymore.
Doesn't mean that you can't have it.
Yeah, I know, yeah. But yeah, the Valk skin's pretty sick as well, man. Real anime.
Right, so from Apex News, let's move straight into the Nintendo live stream. It is going to be long, kids. There's a lot
of shit to go through,
to talk about. Right, first up, I do believe, is Pikmin. So I never really was that massive into the Pikmin madness, if I'm honest. Don't know about yourself.
I liked Pikmin. I very much liked Pikmin, but on the flip side, I also feel like I've kind of... It's indicative of a lot of Nintendo franchises in that I feel like I've played all the Pikmin I ever really need to play.
I think that's fair. I mean, Pikmin... I totally... If you're into that kind of game, I get it. It's your jam. You know what I mean?
It's a wonderful, charming series of games, really well made and everything like that, but there's... I haven't seen anything about this that's really gonna... It's not gonna reinvent the wheel. It's more Pikmin.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's
it.
And
you go back sort of 10, 15 years and that would have been enough for me, whereas like now more of just this thing.
Yeah.
Well, it's not really enough anymore, is it?
Well, no, because I mean, like, I've seen that, because I have watched this clip, guys, that there is a dog now that they're adding in, which, great, I guess.
Yeah, yeah. just like...
I mean, like, if it's your first experience of Pikmin, I'm not saying that the game is bad. It's just that, like I say, I mean, you get to a point in your life where it's like, haven't I played this game? So if this is your first Pikmin, looks fun. I mean, doesn't really look like it's graphically changed much at all. To be honest,
you're kind of beholden to the limits of the Switch there, aren't you?
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
It's a series I definitely would recommend people playing. You know, it's got a sort of strategy element to it that you don't tend to find on Nintendo hardware outside of your hardcore ones like Fire Emblem and stuff like that. Again, exactly what you expect from Nintendo. It's a very well-made game. There's never any problems with them. They're well produced. They look great. They do exactly what they're intended. It's just, as somebody that has played them all previously, I'm just like, well, I can't really see the justification for me to...
That's it. I mean, I suppose it's more... Maybe it's more aimed towards a younger audience, possibly.
Yeah, and as you say, people that haven't so much played the franchise before, in which case, by all means, buy it, play it, you'll have a great time.
Oh, you'll have a fantastic time. If you like your Nintendo games, like, you know, Pikmin is a staple. The reason they're made for is because they are popular enough to keep churning them out. You know, they're good, mate. I mean...
Fond memories of the first one on GameCube.
That's it.
Fond memories.
You know, I mean, like, Nintendo are good at creating the games that they want to create. It's just they all feel a little bit gimmicky, which is the Nintendo way, to be honest. It's what's kept them in business for the last 50 years.
Forever.
So, you know, again, Pikmin looks like, you know, if you're into it, looks like it could be fun. Looks a bit more actiony, I suppose.
Yeah.
Looks like there's boss fights and that. So, you know, maybe it's a bit more than just collecting a couple of aliens and pottering about. But, yeah, you know, bit of a short one now, so Xenoblade. Now, you playing any of these?
No, really. Because they started sort of coming out by the time I'd stopped using Nintendo for serious games, if that makes sense. You know what I mean?
I mean, super high anime. I love them because of my Xenogears love.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to play through them. The problem is, I will say that these are feel like 80-hour churn.
That's the other thing. Like, I don't play JRPGs kind of full stop really these days, because I just figure they're just too much of a time investment, and it's not like, 20 years ago when I do it in a week, it's like now it'll take me 8 months.
Yes,
I
agree. I mean, again, I'm interested in this. I'm probably not gonna buy this expansion because I haven't finished the main game. I'm still gonna finish 1, 2, and 3. I love them, but like, I just like Rich says, at this age, I haven't got the time. I'm loving Hogwarts at the moment. The first mention of Hogwarts.
Yeah. There we
go. So like, I want to play them, but they're on the Switch, which I find limiting in itself.
Yeah.
Because again, I feel like I'd like to give the Switch more time, but I find myself not going towards it. I think the next thing we've got up is Samba Demigo 3. Now, I've never heard of one of these.
I only ever played the first one. It was on. I played it. I think it was the Wii.
I'll leave you to talk about this because I know nothing about it.
Yeah, rhythm action game where you have maracas.
Okay.
That's basically it. Like it's good. It's competent. I do feel that the realm of rhythm action games has kind of died. Would I buy it? No.
No.
Like even if it had sort of the best selection of songs ever, I don't really, the whole sort of. I play motion controlling gaming, like I'm sure it'll use the Nintendo Joy-Cons really well.
Oh yeah,
motion
yeah.
controlling
Sure
gaming, a game, and I'm lazy. I just want to sit there with a pad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't want to sit there shaking this around. And it was always, yeah, they were okay, but would I play it over Guitar Hero? Would I play it over Donkey Konga? No, absolutely not. Would I play it over the off-kill tier ones like we've spoken about before?
Yeah.
The Rapper, Buster Groove, Guitar Hero? No, I'd pick them. So, yeah, cool, fun game. Be a great party game to play with your family, but that's about the gist of it.
Yep. Well, that's all they had to say about it themselves.
Yeah. Next.
Next up was Fashion Dreamer 4. Well, Fashion Dreamer, I should say. I know nothing.
Yes.
I can't give you anything on this. I assume you fucking dress up.
Yeah.
Right?
Pretty much.
I don't know. I barely dress myself well.
Yeah.
There's really no way that I'd ever play this game. I can't recommend it because I wouldn't know a good fashion dress game from a bad fashion dress game.
Yeah. My realm of scope of this as a genre is incredibly limited.
But if you like to play dress up, get in there, kids.
Yeah, you
moving
go
on.
for it.
Moving the fuck on. Oh, this is Dead Cells. Now, I enjoyed Dead Cells.
Dead Cells was good. It was hard as fuck, man.
Yeah.
Really hard.
Now, this is Return to Castlevania, so it's having a bit of a crossover.
Yeah, Dead Cells crossed with Castlevania is just made of win.
Yeah.
And I will 100% be playing this fucking shit because Dead Cells was exactly my kind of game anyway. And I am, like, I've never met a bigger Castlevania fan than myself.
No.
So do
you think they're giving you the whole of the Castlevania castle?
Yeah, for real, man. You like Alucard, Dracula.
Yeah.
You know for a fact that Dracula at some point is going to call you a miserable pile of secrets as well.
Yeah,
and it's going to be amazing. Death. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This looks fucking great. I cannot wait to play it.
Dead Cells was one of the really, really good ones, I thought.
I think Hollow Knight was better, though. Just put that out there.
Right, I don't know anything about this. It looks like a graphic novel. Tron Identity.
Oh, be like a visual novel.
Looks a bit like that, doesn't it?
Yeah, where you sort of choose your own adventure kind of thing.
I mean, if you're into it, if you're into Tron Universe and all that, great.
Yeah.
I mean, me personally, I mean, it looks like it could be fun. I'm not a big visual novel guy, though.
See, I have very fond memories of the Telltale games.
Just pause that quickly.
Very fond memories of the Telltale games, and I'm quite happy to move on because this is definitely something I really
Oh,
want
yes.
to
This is short,
about.
by the way. It's only 34 seconds long, so...
Gonna need to pause this because I've got a lot to say about these. So, this game, Ghost Trick, was released, I think it was 2011 on the Nintendo DS.
You can get it on your phone as well. I got it on my phone.
Yeah, it's on iOS, and this game is fucking extraordinary. Made by the creator of Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney.
Right.
It's like... it's so bizarre. It's almost like Mousetrap, the game.
Yes.
Where
you can manipulate parts, can't you, as a ghost?
Yeah. So you're a ghost, and you can rewind time by like 30 seconds or so. And what'll happen is like someone will die. You rewind time, and then you have to possess inanimate objects to move things to stop the murder from happening. So it'd be like you're into a fan, and you turn the fan on, and then you move into a curtain, and the fan blows the curtain, which then you move into a ball, and the curtain knocks the ball, which then rolls and hits a cup. You turn into the cup. The cup smashes and startles the back. You know what I mean? That sort of thing. Really imaginative game. Unfortunately, it sold horribly. It really didn't do very well at all, mainly because it was on a Nintendo system and it's not made by Nintendo. No. And traditionally, Nintendo will not market anything unless they made it.
That's the Nintendo way, kids. That's the Nintendo way.
It died pretty horribly. But I mean, the animation you saw from the footage, like the animation for a DS game was absolutely stunning. There was a lot of character. And good lord, the story was superb. It went off in a direction that you could not have predicted. And honestly, like, bring tissues for the final hour or so. Like, it's a bit of a tearjerker, man. 100% cannot recommend it enough. I'm really chuffed people are going to get a chance to experience it again. Like, please, if you listen to any advice about anything, go and buy it. Just go buy it and play it.
There you go. That's one of the best reviews I've heard of Original a while.
Yeah.
Next up, Deca Police. Now, this looked interesting to me.
I don't think I saw this, in fact. So,
I mean, this looked pretty good. It's level 5. So the people who made Layton.
Yeah, their stuff's always usually pretty good.
Yeah. Now, I don't know so much what it is, but like, I like the idea of doing investigations.
Yeah. The sense of style's quite nice as well, man. It's got like a sort of chibi cyberpunk sort of style. Very anime.
Yeah, very anime.
Yeah.
I mean, like, it looks, you know, interesting enough. It depends for me. It will be like on this bit, the puzzle bits.
Yeah.
Because like I like to solve a mystery, so I'd be very interested in like, what we're gonna do? Is it, you know, do I just have to collect 14 items and then the story will reveal itself?
That was the best thing about the Ace Attorney games.
Yeah.
You know, I love the idea of being able to like piece clues together. Yeah, the fighting looks pretty good as well, man. This looks cool. I mean,
does look pretty good, doesn't it?
Yeah. And so level 5, you kind of assured a sense of quality because their stuff's always been really, really well produced. Yeah,
really nicely polished and everything. So
character designs are nice.
That's
really cool anime design. Not your typical sort of JRPG.
No,
like the
but
enemy
like
design's fucking cool as hell.
Feels
as well,
like
man.
chibi anime, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You know, some of the like the power ups and stuff look cool. I mean, if you're into anime, this definitely looks like
chibi cyberpunk, man. I can dig it. I mean,
that definitely looks pretty good. So, Deca Police, one to look out for, kids, coming out this year. Bayonetta. Now, this is Bayonetta: The Origins.
Yeah.
No, nothing from you. You're a big Bayonetta fan.
Yeah, but it kind of doesn't look like what I like from Bayonetta.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, the idea of a Bayonetta origin story would be kind of cool. Is it necessary? I'm not 100% sure it is, because I thought like...
I'll be honest, the idea of, like, why?
Yeah,
why am I playing this?
She's a fucking hard witch, and she kills angels. Cool. Yeah. I don't know if I need any more of that. But
he's just trying to rinse that fucking the last penny out of it. Though,
yeah, I think so, man. You know, it looks more like a sort of action adventure.
Art style's nice. I like the art style.
Do you know what it reminds me of? Child of Light.
Yes, I can see that.
Very much Child of Light, and that was a cool game. I enjoyed that game. But it's kind of not what I expect from Bayonetta. Like, Bayonetta's like Platinum Games flexing their handiwork to the utmost degree.
100%.
So I probably would play it. Is it on my must-play list? No. But I will end up playing it just purely because I'm such a big fan of the franchise, and I'll have to play it even just so I can tell people it's shit.
Yeah.
You know,
you gotta have 100% on it, otherwise I'm like, am I full of shit here?
Yeah, exactly.
I might be the one full of shit. Right, moving on from Bayonetta. Don't know what's coming up next, but I'm sure it'll be Splatoon 3. Now, I really don't give a shit.
I don't care. Yeah,
and this clip was like one of the longest ones. Now, I haven't really played much Splatoon. I've heard good things.
I played a bit of the first one, and I was like, it was kind of what I expect. It was kind of like a Nintendo version of an online shooter.
Yeah.
And, it's cool. Am I going to play it over Apex. No.
I mean,
particularly not with, like, I find online on the Switch is a ball ache anyway,
yes,
because
agreed.
you either have to play it Wi-Fi, which isn't great for anything competitive in any way, shape or form. In fact, it's why I stopped playing Smash Brothers. Or because it doesn't have its own goddamn network fucking port, you have to buy an adapter, which still isn't great because it's like, it goes via USB as opposed to being a dedicated network port.
I think the truth is we've all got to just wait on the next Switch, really, and hope that they put one on, because if they aren't at this point, it's
just
foolish.
ridiculous, isn't it? It's just absolutely ridiculous.
Foolish.
So yeah, it's cool. I've always liked the sense of style of Splatoon. I've always thought, again, it looks very well polished. It looks very well. Is it as graphically good as anything you're going to see on a PS5? No, of course it's not. No. But Nintendo stuff has always still managed to look great.
Oh yeah, they have still looks really charmful. They're full of like colour and life.
Well, they have a wonderful art style. Yeah. You know, they sort of like stylise their stuff to look great, as opposed to just throwing raw horsepower and polygons at stuff to make it look great.
Yeah, I agree.
But yeah, quite like you, I just don't care enough.
Yeah, I mean, just to give everyone just who don't know anything about Splatoon, it is basically you paint things with your ink, and you can dive into your ink to disappear and pop up and do puzzles. I think this one had single player games.
Yeah, it's like it got quite big due to the competitive nature of the multiplayer. Yeah. So you have two teams, and the goal is to ink all of the opponent's sort of area, and their goal is to stop you and ink theirs. And then when you put down ink, you can go into it and turn into a squid and move faster, and all sorts of madness.
So yeah, if you're into it, guys, great. Probably not for me and you.
No, definitely not.
So I actually quite like the look of this Disney's Illusion Island.
Yeah. But I like me back in the day was awesome.
Yeah. And I quite like. I mean, they've got this now around Disney. When I went this year, they had this new Mickey Mouse art style.
Yeah.
And it's pretty cool. I mean, Mickey definitely needed a revamp of some description.
Yeah.
But this
modern,
is
isn't it?
very side-scrolly, big open world. You know, it's a callback, as Rich said, to what was it?
Land of Illusion.
Land of Illusion.
It was Land of Illusion and Castle of Illusion.
Yeah, Castle of Illusion's one I remember.
Yeah.
And they were really fun games.
Yeah, they were good. They were fucking hard, man. They were hard. Yeah. Like all games from back in that day, it was fucking solid.
Yeah, 100%. This looks like, because you can play. I think you can play this 4-player, so like you can have 4 people just pushing around on one Switch as well.
Oh, that's cool.
So that's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
So, and like everyone's got their own sort of style. Everyone can do the basic, I think, but like you can add extra, you know, power of love, because
friendship and all that shit, man. We can do it if we work together.
If we work together, we can win. We can beat anything. But I mean, like, it looks. I mean, I'll be honest. I'm probably not going to buy it, but like if I had it,
I'd play that out of this. Yeah, I'd definitely. I'd be the sort of thing I'd love to play in co-op. I have fond memories of things like Gauntlet.
Yeah.
Back in the day in co-op. So yeah, this would be a great laugh.
So there you go. That's one to check out. I don't know when it's out. 28th of July.
Yeah.
Right, more Fire Emblem. This Fire Emblem doesn't look bad. I haven't bought it as yet, but I am interested in it. Should Nintendo ever discount anything ever in their existence?
No, don't be Nintendo. Come on.
But apparently a new thing that Nintendo seems to be doing a lot of now is this expansion pass.
Oh yeah, they're all into it. Well, they finally caught on to the money-making scam of all the other companies. I mean, I could do a whole topic on how Nintendo have really nickel and dimed people the last sort of hardware generation, but we'll save that for another day. Fire Emblem, I think I said before, I've heard nothing but amazing things. Yeah. There's just too much game there for me.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
you're not a big tactical RPG anyway, really, are you?
Some Valkyria Chronicles and like I never did XCOM because I just found it too stressful.
That's fair. That's fair.
It's just too stressful. Like I end up saving every turn. You know what I mean? And
no,
that wasn't optimal. Redoing it, I'm like, I can't.
No, I've lost him forever.
Yeah. No, Jay died. Yeah, I can't do it.
Right, next up was something that I mean, this actually didn't look too bad. I think it's called Harmony.
Character designs are interesting.
Harmony, the Fall of Reverie. Is that how you say Reverie?
Reverie. Yeah.
I mean, if you're into anime, again, it looks like there's some real interesting story beats going on.
Yeah. Quite. Oh, okay. Yeah. So it's like point and click.
I think so.
Bad.
But then you see things like that, and I'm like, what's going on here?
Yeah, I probably would play the hell out of this because I love point and click games. I I really enjoyed. Did you play Oxenfree?
I know. I did like. Everyone screamed that it was amazing.
Yeah.
But I never got around to playing it. They made a sequel, haven't they?
Yeah. I'll be giving that a whirl at some point as well. Yeah, I love some of my fondest, earliest gaming memories were playing things like Monkey Island,
Yeah.
The Dig, you know. So yeah, I'm in.
No, good. Right, next game. Octopath 2. Now, I will be playing this. I never finished the first one.
I never played the first one. I never played the
Love
first
the
one
art
because
style. Love the art of the art style of this
I
game.
played the demo and loved it.
Yeah.
But it kind of came out at the point where I'd kind of fallen out of favour with 3D, with handheld gaming. And it just kind of got missed. But yeah, again, I'd love to play this. It looks fucking phenomenal. I really love how it looks.
It's on Game Pass.
Yeah, is it going to be like
It's on Game Pass and PC now. I mean, that just...
Yeah.
Some of the attacks look fucking...
Yeah, giant
really
shark,
good.
man.
Yeah.
I mean.
Right, this is Kamati... what did you say?
Katamari Damacy.
Yeah, Katamari Damacy.
Old series, PlayStation 2. Came
Oh, right,
started,
okay.
I believe. And yeah, it's all about you having to like roll
Silliness.
things together into a giant ball for the god of creation, and they're very fun. They're very charming games. They're like actiony, puzzly sort of games. You've played one, you've played them all, though.
Yeah.
You know, I can't. As we were saying about stuff earlier, I can't see what this is gonna do. That's gonna be different.
No.
But fun. Batshit crazy Japanese game that you don't see enough of.
Now this, I can't wait for.
This looks great. This looks like Golden Sun.
This is basically like Chrono Trigger.
Yeah.
But like honestly, the world movement, the animation,
design's nice as well, man.
absolutely phenomenal. Like the way you do the fights as well, really, really good.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, man. Honestly,
Yeah, this looks sick, man.
there's a demo.
Yeah.
At the moment, like it's a 40-minute demo, and like it just skips you through
Honestly,
bits.
I'm really getting heavy Golden Sun vibes, man.
Kickstarted game this one.
Is it?
Yeah, it's a Kickstarted
Bad.
game. Made by the people who made The Messenger.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that game was fucking awesome, man.
Yeah. Like I say, this I'm really excited for. This don't look too bad. This is Amiga Strikers. It looks like in the vein of Rocket League.
Yeah, this actually looks quite a lot like Supergiant's Pyre.
Right.
Which Supergiant, I'm a huge fan of their games, and Pyre was like a 3-on-3 football sort of
Well, this is air hockey.
game. Yeah, but in terms of like the characters, it looks very, very similar. Could be fun. Could be fun. But again, something I'd probably only pay 15 quid for.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't pay for
Like, if you're going to try and charge me full price, I'm kind of going to laugh in your face.
I mean, again, it looks like you can get a couple of friends together. Looks like it could be a laugh.
Yeah.
So now I don't know anything about this Etra Odyssey. Now they're getting remade, or they're getting HD remade. Now they look all right, but it's like a first-person RPG.
Yeah, I was going to say, aren't these first person? Because that was huge back in the day, wasn't it?
Yeah.
You used to get a lot of them on the old, Ataris and Amigas and stuff like that. Kingsfield. Like
Kingsfield,
the Dark Souls were these as well. I
mean, it looks interesting.
Cool. Yeah.
I don't know how much I'd stick with it.
Yeah, it's like the Witness.
Yeah.
Was quite similar, wasn't it? The guy that did, was it Fez or Braid? One of them.
Yeah.
It was Fez, wasn't it?
Fez.
It was the guy that did Fez.
I mean, again, like if you're into it, I think you get 3.
It's like fucking Nido King, man, bad boy.
And like the fights look like they could be fun. I mean, it looks in depth. So like if you're into an in depth, pencil and paper RPG dungeon crawler.
Yeah, that's what these kind of games always were, weren't they? They're
you
like
get 3 games.
RPGs.
3 games, and they've tried to sort it out so it's auto mapping, and so you don't feel like you're having to absolutely do everything. It'll be pretty fun. Out June 1st. Now I am looking forward to this.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
I thought this had been cancelled, to be honest.
Yeah, mate. It's been a fucking
cancelled.
while in the making, this, hasn't it?
So, Advanced Wars 1 and 2, both of these games, absolutely brilliant tactical games. Tactical, war. It's hard to explain. There's nothing but charm.
Yeah, absolutely. I was about to say, considering like the topic, the subject matter is like fucking war.
Yeah.
It manages to have a ridiculous sense of style and charm to it. Interesting characters, cool game series.
Definitely.
Can't wait.
Great game. Looking forward to it. Looking forward to that coming out. So pre-orders if you want. I mean, I'll be honest. I'm probably going to buy that.
Yeah.
Probably going to be.
I'm me to be fair.
Now Kirby's Return to Dreamland. Now I don't know anything about this game. I've not played Return to Dreamland. So now I think you can play as another character or something. Don't know whether it's a good guy or a bad guy, or I don't really know much about the Kirby world as it goes.
I've played a few of the games, and they're all very competent, charming platform games.
Yeah.
But then I always find them quite forgettable, because if I'm gonna play a platform game on a Nintendo machine, it's going to be Mario, because Mario are better.
Interesting fact: Kirby, one of the most powerful creatures in existence.
Oh yeah, he's for one of the games he went and fucked up a god, because the god shook reality and made him drop a sandwich.
Yeah.
Like, I shit you not, Kirby don't fuck around, man.
And Kirby is not to be fucked with.
Kirby's hands are rated E for motherfucking everyone, believe, man.
Like Kirby, no joke, that pink ball. Like, I think, isn't he immortal or something?
Yeah, Kirby would fight Goku, man.
Yeah.
Like, straight up. Like,
and eat him.
And probably win. Yeah, eat him and then throw a spirit ball at his face.
Exactly.
You know what
I
I
mean?
mean?
Do now. I am you.
Yeah. Instant transmission. You're dead.
Also, by the way, when I die, I don't.
Yeah, because I'm Kirby. Yes, great games. But again, I just, I don't know. I've always think they're a bit.
Well, I mean, they're a bit kid-ish, and like it never really hit the mark. This little pink ball, he's fun, and he's got some cool ideas, and he's gone through so many different iterations of Curve.
Huge. I mean, it is a big fucking franchise, because obviously the sheer number of games, and you know, he's very popular in Smash Brothers and things like that. But yeah, it's again one of those that, like, there's something else on this thing that why would I buy that over that? You know what I mean?
Sad to say, but yeah, he is right. So next up is the Game Boy is coming to the pass, the Switch pass. Now, I'll be honest, I pay for the Switch pass. I don't pay the expanded pass, but I fucking might now.
Yeah,
I got such fond memories of the game.
I do, but I think I'm past the point. Like, I was saying this, I was discussing the Switch online with somebody the other day, and like, it's shit as far as I'm concerned. Like, in terms of actually how it operates, you know, you look at any like Digital Foundry or something like that, it's genuinely worse than when it was free. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's like, and people go, yeah, but it's only 20 quid. Well, yeah, because it's not worth any more.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, but you can play these, you know, you get Nintendo's catalogue. Yeah, but they're all the same games that Nintendo have sold you 30 times on every single system they've released in the last 30 years anyway.
Nintendo don't play.
So, yeah, as cool as some of these games are, and I've got fond memories with them, I don't care. I would rather you put GameCube games on there.
I get it.
I care more about that.
I get it. I was interested in playing this. I think it'd be terrible, because I think the original game was terrible.
Yeah. I mean, amazing game, amazing. There's some fantastic games, but I'm just like, you've already given us these on other systems before. Give me F-Zero GX, man. Like, that's all I want.
The F-Zero game is on the what's it called?
It's on the N64, innit?
It's on the N64, and there's one on this Game Boy one.
Yeah,
now.
but I want the GameCube one, man.
Yeah,
you know. I'm just never going to get it.
No, forget it.
No, ever going to get it. And Game Boy Advance games, yeah, okay, cool. But again, why is it such a small selection? Just put everything on there. You know what I mean?
I suppose licensing has to come into it somewhere. I mean, to be realistic. I mean, I'm looking forward to playing Oracles and
Pokemon
although
trading
they
card
robbed
game.
me with those two.
Yeah, Pokemon trading card game was awesome.
So, I mean, like I say, I mean, I actually really love the Advance. I know you love the Advance. I know
yeah.
Woody
I mean,
loved the Advance.
Two of the best
It's a
Castlevania
great
games
Zelda
of all
game,
time ever. Two of the best Metroid games of all time ever. You know, the Game Boy Advance was a great fucking machine. But, again,
I know.
I want my GameCube stuff. You know.
They're just touching nostalgia.
Like, Mario
Is it
Brothers 3,
nostalgia?
one of the best games, platform games ever made.
WarioWare's a lot.
WarioWare's fucking fantastic. I mean, I would play the shit out of this again, because I'd fucking love
WarioWare's
WarioWare.
Now, like, I've never played this game, but I was weirdly intrigued. When
Yeah.
I
I kind of want to play it, man.
Fun.
This was great, Mario Kart.
Yeah, Mario Kart. Like,
Yeah.
fucking
So I mean,
truly
at
feeling
least
like
the
SNES.
selection of games is good.
Yeah.
I mean, this, mwah. One of the
There's
most.
a lot of Mario in this episode, by the way.
Yeah, one of the most personality-driven games ever. Luigi's a bad man in that
By the way,
game.
Minish Cap, also an
great game.
underrated fucking Zelda game.
Yeah.
Real quality. Don't know why he's fighting minions. Don't ask questions.
I'm sorry, but the fact that there wasn't a single Castlevania or Metroid title in the advanced section is horseshit.
But I think that's got to be licensing though.
Oh, Fusion.
Oh, there you go. Fusion's in there. F-Zero.
Golden Sun.
Golden Sun's quality game.
Yeah, Golden Sun. Bad boy.
Right, moving on. Metroid Prime Remaster was announced this week. It will also be in our What's New this week because I've bought it.
Yeah,
I bought it.
I knew you did. Of course you did.
It. Honestly, what I've done you'll see this in the new a bit more, is I've got a comparison.
Yeah.
And
well, I think we should save this for the new for the next thing.
But yeah, just to let you know that like this game was like going from Metroid, which was 2D, and then turning it into this amazing 3D first-person game was fucking genius.
I would genuinely, and I've had this discussion with people before, I genuinely think this is a far more impressive transition to 3D than Mario to Mario 64 and Zelda to Ocarina of Time was. And both of those are extraordinary games, and they showed how to turn. But this was something fucking else, man. Again, we'll talk more about this in a bit.
Yeah. So also there was Raincode 2020. Raincode. I don't know anything about this game.
I know, fuck all. I haven't even seen this trailer yet.
Now, I like the idea of doing something. The wizard dude confuses me somewhat, but it's anime, so I'm going to let that slide.
Well, it said World Detective Organisation, and then you showed me a wizard.
Exactly.
And I'm
Then
like,
dudes with guns.
Yeah.
I'm super confused.
Like a wizard with
ghost
Aldi
pal.
Gengar behind him.
Yes,
You know what I mean? Like,
Wouldn't trust that ghost looking face. That dude's got pants on his face. What's going on?
yeah, this is a bit...
So, no, but it could be good. I'm not going to sit there and say it's probably crap. It just be.
looks weird.
Yeah. Which sometimes
but
are
again,
amazing.
very anime.
Yeah. So audio aptitude. I mean, I don't know.
So have all the different characters got a different...
It appears that way.
different
Yeah.
style of detecting, so it's going to be all about utilising
Everybody.
the right character at the right time at the right place.
I guess so, yeah.
solve the case.
Which could be like fucking, like I say, could
mean,
be really
yeah,
interesting. And like some of it looks pretty fucking creepy, which again, also down for. That sword looked bad.
Yeah, yeah.
Every now and then something catches my eye, I'm like, no, actually, maybe.
I'd
So,
give it a go.
I might wait on a review.
I wouldn't buy it, but if you put it in front of me.
Right, you know about this, don't you, back in Kaitos?
A little bit. I remember renting the first one out for the GameCube, and it was...
Now, these are remasters, so you might be interested.
Yeah, it was a fucking JRPG, but it was card-based.
Yes.
Which was quite unique.
It looks
at the
really
sort of
nice.
time. Yeah, and the sense of, like, the art direction for it was absolutely fucking stellar, man. I couldn't tell you a lot because I didn't play a great deal of it. It was one of them, rent it for a day at Blockbuster sort of thing.
Monsters look cool.
Yeah, great art design, really unique sort of style of combat. Building, you'd upgrade your sort of character by building a deck with like your skills and things like that.
Yeah.
It was unique. It was a unique concept at the time. Really interesting.
Cool. Because, I mean, again, I'll be honest, the card thing sort of put me off a little bit, but I play more card games these days.
Yeah,
board games.
I know.
So, like, maybe it is quite good, But, yeah, I mean, I'm definitely... I don't know, again... I'm not sitting there and telling everyone, go buy these games. You should be spending a shitload of money, but I gotta say, some of these look pretty cool.
Yeah, it looks really good.
So they get 1 and 2, so it's 2 games for the price of probably 3.
Yeah.
No, I don't know much about this. I do know that Fantasy Life is a game that people are probably with Chibi, build your town.
Yeah, it's in your Stardew Valley Animal Crossing sort of vein of thing, isn't it, man?
The girl who steals time.
Yeah, not my kind of bag, but it's the sort of thing I could see like Jodie's missus losing her life.
Oh
to.
yeah, 100%. Again, I find that like anything like this, I'm interested in for a bit, but I just lose interest too quickly.
I just put Apex on.
Yeah.
So
I need sharp. I need fast, sharp things. But I mean, again, I'm not against it. These things look like they could be pretty cool. Yeah. Got some combat in there. The dude looks like he's got a cool sword. Yeah. Good. I mean, I know that a few people that occasionally watch the Twitch are interested in these kind of things. So it could be one for you guys. Could be one for you. So check it out. Fantasy Life: The Girl Who Steals Time. It's out soon, I suspect. Now, Professor Layton. This is very, very brief. Just a teaser, really.
Yeah.
That Professor Layton is coming back.
Good news. Always good news.
Fantastic.
Solid games.
Yeah,
Solid
always.
games.
If you like a puzzle game,
Yeah.
a lateral thinking game, absolutely superb.
Something actually I really loved the DS for was bringing back those like sort of puzzle games
Yeah.
because you started with like your brain training, but then you had like your Professor Layton, your Phoenix Wright, the aforementioned Ghost Trick, and yeah, awesome stuff.
Yeah, really good fun,
more.
guys. So I'm looking
Wanna
forward
see
to
more.
that. There's not really much else to say about it. It's coming out at some point. There's no more information. So Mario Kart's getting another booster course pass. So more races for a game that's been out since the Wii U.
I just don't.
No, don't get me wrong. It's a big thing. People love
Yeah,
Mario
but,
Kart.
well, Mario Kart's a fucking institution at this point,
Yeah.
isn't it? But as I've aforementioned about a few things, like I didn't play much of this on the Wii U because I'm Mario Karted out,
Yeah.
and now they're just the same. It's not even a new game, do you know what I
No,
mean? It's the
just-
same one that they're just sort of updating, which is cool that they are keeping it updated and
Yeah.
continuing to support it. But like I've said a million times, I don't care. Give me F-Zero.
Exactly. Just Richie's basically endpoint on all of those.
Yeah.
So that's coming out soon as well.
Fuck you. Give me F-Zero.
Right, so now I think they just run through a load of mixed promos of games that are sort of coming. I mean, you just look
That's
over them.
cool.
I mean, Mega
Mega
Man,
Battle Legends,
Minecraft Legends.
Yeah.
We talked about that the other week. That looks pretty fun.
That looks really good, actually.
yeah.
The more I see of that.
Yeah, it looks pretty good, man.
This looks fucking bad.
Yeah.
This is exactly up my sort of artsy fartsy street.
Yeah, 100% you see.
Yeah, I'm in
that
for
does
this.
look fun. So is it
It's
like...
gonna break your ass.
Yeah.
No,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
gonna
It's
rip
gonna
you
kill
to
me.
pieces,
It's gonna
man,
kill me
yeah.
at some point, 100%.
Holy shit, that's a lot of games.
Yeah, it's. I mean, there's two packs. Legacy 1,
Yeah.
Legacy 2, but you can buy them both as well.
That's insane.
No, I never played these. No, I love Mega
Good.
Man.
Oh,
Have a
hello.
Nice Death. Yeah, you'd like this.
Oh, hello.
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
very much in the vein
Hollow Knight.
of Hollow Knight,
Yeah, or I mean,
but you're death.
yeah. Okay.
Don't really care about
yeah, I couldn't give a
baseball,
shit.
so if you like it, you like it.
Mm.
I don't really care. He says we're an American football.
I know,
program.
yeah.
No, people tell me this is fun. Again, I've not really played it.
I think again, Jodie's missus has become a casualty for this.
Yeah, I mean, again, it looks like a bit of a pay for extra items.
Yeah,
game, if I'm
just
honest.
a bit of Disney pandering in it.
That's it. Now, Tales of Symphonia.
I know you're
I'm a
fan
big
of the
Tales
series,
fan.
Yeah.
I haven't played this one, but I will consider this one definitely because that looks a lot of fun. There we go. That's just a brief rundown of them all, and then the big news, the big shot of news.
The heavy hitter. We were saying last night. This is probably already going to win game of the year.
I without being funny, guys, it's such a big game, and it's such a game changer. Maybe it won't hit in the same way, but Zelda, I've never really seen a Zelda do bad.
No, and then I mean some of them. Skyward Sword's probably the one that did the worst.
Yeah.
I remember there was obviously the big hoo-ha with Wind Waker when it first came out. Oh no, it looks like a cartoon. Man, it looks gorgeous. Shut up and play the game, you dickhead.
Talk about my views on Wind Waker, being that you gave me 4 dungeons and told me it was a full game.
Yeah.
But that's beside the point.
Yeah, I love Wind Waker. It's great.
It's a really good game. It's just, I was like,
no.
that's it.
Yeah, this
Big
all.
ass C.
This almost looks quite Majora's Mask.
Yeah, I thought exactly the same thing.
it
I thought
looks-
exactly the same thing.
Because you very rarely get direct sequels to Zelda games. This being a direct sequel, and it just looks a lot darker, doesn't it?
Yeah.
In tone.
And like fucking Breath of the Wild was dark in
Yeah,
itself,
yeah.
really.
Yeah,
Like
this,
it starts with everybody
I mean,
going,
this
we
looks-
lose, bam, that's it.
Yeah, this looks fucking great, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It looks amazing.
I mean, if you haven't played Breath of the Wild, guys, stop what you're doing,
yeah,
go and play it. It's an amazing
Oh,
game.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't wait. Yeah, Breath of the Wild was ace because it
Oh.
did something. Yeah, Zelda games didn't do because it gives you your full toolkit within the first hour of the fucking game.
Yeah,
and then just lets you do,
anything.
with that toolkit.
Yeah. I've got to level up
Yeah.
in a way, in a Zelda way, which is, find the
I'm gonna
hearts.
pause this one because I don't think we're done talking, are we?
So, I mean, like, not to blab too much, but like, obviously, Breath of the Wild came in. Now, I saw someone the other day moaning about the stamina bar. I'm like, But without the stamina bar, you've got to find a way to wall,
Yeah.
like without walling.
Yeah.
Sort of going, look, you haven't done enough for you to climb this mountain yet. And I mean that literally.
The only criticism I feel holds any weight are people that dislike the weapon degradation, which I understand disliking it. I actually really liked it because Zelda games, traditionally, you're fucking around with weapons until you get the Master Sword, and then you don't use another weapon for the rest of the game. Yeah. Whereas, like, Breath of the Wild, I was always experimenting and mixing and matching with different weapons. It was really, really fucking cool. In terms of, I don't like the stamina bar, I don't think I'd have been able to take that person seriously. No. I think I'd have just been like, no, just go away. I mean, the first one objectively ruined open world games as a genre for me because I just don't think they match up.
No, I agree. We're 100% be there. 100%. I think I mean, everyone's trying to make it now. Don't get me wrong. Everyone's trying to make another Breath of the Wild. But what Breath of the Wild did was it made you look at the environment differently, and it was the first time that people did that. Maybe not the first time, but it did it in an open world. And you got to remember, this is Nintendo on a Switch, which is basically a jumped up PlayStation 3.
Yeah.
So, like, for what they did and like how they created the idea of like you could just cut down this whole tree and create a bridge.
Yeah, the physics engine in the first one is yet to be beaten in like modern console games, in my opinion. Like stupid things, so you run up to an apple tree with holding a flaming torch, and the heat from the torch cooks the apple that's in the tree, and it falls down as a cooked apple, and it's like, what? Like, like you were saying, I need to go across this fucking river, so you jump in and you get swept downstream and fucking die. Yeah. So you go, right, cut down a tree, and as the tree falls in the river and starts floating down, you just run across it.
That's it.
And it's like, why? Like, it did such a good job, the physics engine did such a good job of making you feel like you'd inhabit the world. And then every other open world game I've played since, I just feel like I'm passing through.
That's it, yeah. I'm running to the next marker.
So Ghost of Tsushima, I can't even cut the grass. Fuck off, man.
Like I say, so I'm not going to go into a hate speech about Ghost.
Yeah.
But like, so like that was not to mention that it was the first game that started doing this idea of like, look, if you can see it, you can mark it, you can go to it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I was, and it was sort of like Elden Ring. I feel was the first game to really take the lessons learned from Breath of the Wild and expand on them, because it was the first game in God knows how long where you had a map and there was towers on the map, but that was it. There was no marks, no nothing. You'd just be like, you'd see something in the distance and go, I want to see what the fuck that is. So you'd start oofing it to them, and then on the way there, you'd be like, oh, what's the fuck's that? Yeah. And you'd go to that on the way, and then you go to something else and something else. And I like the joy of discovery compared to open my map, look at the question mark, press a button to put a mark out, which then gives me an arrow, which guides me to it. You know, it's on a different fucking realm, isn't it?
Yeah, like I say, so just going into, which I'll talk a bit about in a bit, Hogwarts Legacy has also taken a lot of really interesting lessons from Elden Ring and from Breath of the Wild. In certain much respect, it's like, look, this world has got hidden things that don't always seem obvious. You solve a little bit of a puzzle that you have to environmentally look at to work out, and then go, oh, and you feel that sense of achievement. Yeah. And like what Zelda did is it put all these little environmental puzzles.
That's two, by the way, before we even got to it. That's two. Yeah, that's two.
Like it put all these environmental puzzles in, and then Elden Ring brought up the idea of putting small little dungeons in, opposed to like putting a massive dungeon. Still giving you massive dungeons, but saying like, what if like there's a separation between this sprawling hour-and-a-half dungeon that you've got to get through.
These peck a little long.
Yeah, there's 15 minutes you through, but there's still hidden ways and things to sign.
Yeah.
And like, I'm glad that I think Zelda started that, where it's like, look, I'm going to give you loads of little things and give you big things.
Yeah.
But enough for you to occupy your time. The great thing with Zelda is you could talk to a guy and he'd go, oh, have you ever tried shield surfing? And you'd be like, no.
What do you mean? Yeah.
And the game doesn't tell you until you meet this guy and he goes, oh, if you do this and press down with B.
And you can miss that guy throughout the entire game.
You can miss that guy. You can never ever speak to that guy.
Man, there was this. I knew the game was truly something special. So you've got these 120 shrines. Instead of having your big dungeons, you have these micro shrines that are all little physics-based puzzles that you have to solve. And
this was combat or whatever.
Or combat or whatever. Yeah, and this one will stick with me to the day I die. It was one. So you know the old mazes you'd have where you have a ball and you've got to tilt the maze to get the ball
I
through
remember that.
Yeah, it was one of them, and it was fucking pissing me off because this ball had dropped, and you'd have to use the motion controllers to tilt this ball through the maze, and I kept fucking it up, and it was really I'd been there about half an hour, and it was really doing my fucking head in, and then I noticed the ball was dropping from above, so I was like, what'd happen if I flipped the sort of maze? So I did, as the ball was dropping, I flipped my controller and it flipped around and it was just like a perfectly level thing with a groove in the middle. So I just land the ball in the groove and just tilt it and it just rolled straight into the exit. And I was like, Nintendo are, when they get it right, are the greatest game developers like on the planet. Because like any time you thought you were cheating the system in Breath of the Wild, Nintendo were like, nah, I've already thought about it. Here's a reward.
I already know you do. I already know you
yeah, fucking great. But yeah, the moral of the story is this will be, if this is an actual game of the year, this will be like top 3.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, I can see that. 100%.
Yeah.
I think there's a little more that comes after this. So, I mean,
it's going to be great.
So, like I say, I mean, I can't wait. I mean, it looks like some fucked up shit is going on in this one. I can only, suspect what might be going on. Because he's got a fucked up hand, looks like the Master Sword's all fucked up and everything. Anyway, coming out the 12th of May.
Yeah.
12th of May, so get your pre-orders ready, guys. Right.
Unlucky for any other game that releases in May.
Exactly.
You can get bodies.
Yeah, you really are. You're out the game. Right, guys, so now we go on to Waifu has Rich been watching. Waifu is Rich watching.
I swear to God, man. So, first one I'm going to talk to you about today is kind of weird because it's not one I've actually been watching recently, but it's one I've actually ended up, for some bizarre reason, I've ended up speaking about quite a lot recently, and it's called Assassination Classroom. And this show, I talk about this show quite a lot because a very common question is people go like, man, you're nearly fucking 40 and you're watching cartoons. Like, why do you watch them? And this show tends to be one of the de facto examples I give because anime has this wonderful thing where it can do something so fucking batshit crazy, but with such utter sincerity that you can't help but get swept along for the ride.
Yeah.
So, the synopsis for this is one of the wildest fucking things you will ever hear in your life. Strap in, because I don't think you're ready for this. So, normal world, Earth, everything's going, everything's fine. And then all of a sudden, the moon explodes, because of course it does. So, you're at the UN meeting, where everyone's discussing the fact that the moon just fucking exploded.
Because you do.
And an 8-foot tall, bright yellow humanoid octopus slithers into the UN and tells people, I'm fucking hard, I just blew the moon up and I can move at Mach 20. In 12 months' time, I'm going to blow Earth up unless you let me go to Japan and teach this one class full of underprivileged and delinquent children, and I'm going to teach them the normal school curriculum and also how to be the best assassins in the world who are so good they could kill me. Now, you're reading this and you're like, this is wild. I have no idea what is coming next in this sentence. This is absolutely fucking insanity. I've got to watch it. I've got to check the first episode out just to see.
Yeah.
And you put it on and you watch the first episode and you're like, huh, that's pretty good, actually. Yeah. So you stick with it and you watch another couple. And by the end of episode 3, you're like, huh,
I'm in.
He's actually a really good fucking teacher. I wish I had a teacher like him at school. And then by episode 5, you're just like, and he's teaching them life lessons as well. And then you're just in hook, line and sinker. Yeah, it's absolutely, it was something I introduced my sister to. And when me and my sister started watching it, there's 47 episodes. It took us, from the second we started watching it, the exact length this show is, it took us that length of time to watch it from start to finish. It's really sweet, it's really charming, it's really fucking funny. Yeah. Really well written characters, they all go through a lot of growth, so a lot of the characters are they've all they're not bad people. They've just had a really shitty time of things, you know. And then the whole of society's been telling them you're the bottom rung, you're awful, you're terrible people.
Yeah.
And he kind of gives them the self-confidence to sort of become active and happy members of society again.
Right.
And it's all really ridiculous and irreverent and funny. And then the end will fucking break your heart. It'll just stamp you in the face because.
Do you ever watch anything that doesn't end with the breaking my heart?
Not usually, to be honest with you. It just seems to be how it goes. But yeah, it's just so fucking insane and shouldn't work. But it's just so sincerely done and well written, and it's just everything I absolutely love about the medium, to the point where when people actually recommend, when people say, because I know TJ's been asking me to recommend shows to him and things like that, and I always try and match up. So if somebody's watching anime for the first time, I try and find out what sort of stuff they like to watch. Do you like sci-fi, do you like thriller, do you like horror, and then match something. If people say, I just want the best the medium has to offer, irrespective of genre or anything like that, this is one of the ones I would recommend to people. Exceptional, really, really worth it. Everyone should give it a go.
Fantastic. And what's your next one, mate?
So yeah, funnily enough, this one kind of came from out of nowhere. This isn't the one I actually wanted to talk about. What I wanted to talk about was the other one I would recommend. But I started this last week and it just came in and absolutely car crashed all of my interests and took over for the 12 episodes it was on. So this is Bocci the Rock. This aired last year, and I'm quite ashamed to admit I actively ignored it because it looked far too wholesome and didn't look like something I'd be interested in.
I'll be honest, when I was getting the clips, I was a bit, this is a bit weird for Richard.
Yeah. It's about a girl, so a Tora, I forget her second name, she gets known as Bocci, and she's a real social recluse. She suffers from really bad anxiety, she suffers from analysis paralysis, she's got no friends because she can't bring herself to go and introduce to people, and she sees something with her dad that talks about how somebody in this famous band formed a band in high school and they were recluse and it changed their life. So she decides, cool, I'm going to learn to play guitar and that'll help me make friends. It doesn't. So she spends the next 3 years being completely by herself, practicing guitar for 6 hours a day. Jesus. She gets fucking bad.
I can imagine.
Bad at guitar. And then through one thing or another, she ends up, some circumstances have happened, and she ends up being invited and being forced to play in a band. And the whole show's like, it's just an exploration of how this such an introverted person, on how. Like, it was fascinating because I know people like this. There's a couple of our friends. There's one in particular that it really reminded me of, and it was just such a fascinating insight into the sort of things they must go through. And it's really funny. Like, you laugh at a lot of the situations, but it never feels like they're picking on somebody with social anxiety. It feels like there's a lot of care taken to it. But one of the ones is she's trying to buy a present for the singer of the band who's like really outgoing and stuff, and she's trying to get into her headspace. So she's practicing being her in a bedroom, and her parents are walking past, and her parents see it, and her parents know her as this sullen sort of introverted people. So they kick the door in. The mom's going through her phone looking for an exorcist, and the dad's there like rubbing these prayer beads together in his hands. It's fucking hilarious. But really heartwarming at the same time. So, you know, look, the way My Hero's really you're like really hype and you're like, do it when you're in a fight. You have the same thing when Bocci decides in her job that she's going to make eye contact with a customer for the first time. You just sat there going, go on, you can do it, you can do it. And she does, and you're like, yeah, you know, and seeing her go from the first gig she plays in a cardboard box. Because she's just petrified of being able to see people, and then seeing her evolution, you're seeing like one of the first gigs she plays, and it kind of bombs, and she just starts shredding out this solo, and seeing her getting all this self-confidence. It's honestly, it's phenomenal. Like, I watched this because I just got fed up of hearing about it.
Right.
Because this actually, when this aired last year, this aired at the same time as Chainsaw, and the viewership figures for this were like 6 times more.
Jesus.
Like, this absolutely took the anime industry by storm, and I'm ashamed to say I ignored it because it didn't look like my cup of tea. But something else that was fascinating, not just in terms of the character with social anxiety, particularly the singer, it was quite quite similar in personality to say me and you.
Yeah, yeah.
And it was really fascinating seeing how the challenges that somebody with social anxiety, just simply interacting with somebody with that sort of outgoing personality. So I feel like I actually took quite a bit of it. There's a few of our friends that I genuinely watch this because I genuinely think you will take something important from it.
You can learn a good lesson from it.
Yeah. And the music's great. It plays with animation style, so there's a bit where she ends up being ill and it skips to a dam breaking for a couple of seconds, and all the water gushing out. It's just, it's really funny, really charming. Everyone should watch it. Fantastic.
There you go, nothing but a glowing review. Right, from Bocci the Rock star onto the gaming history this week, and talk about another rock star within the Atari industry.
This week in gaming history.
So this guy is Nolan Bushell. You may never have heard of him, but he created Atari. Essentially, he was a co-founder of Atari. He was also a co-founder of Chuck E. Cheese.
He was indeed, and he created Pong as well.
He
like,
did
Geezer was
create
an
Pong.
absolute... so Atari's not something a lot of people really know.
No.
I think people know the name, people know the brand, because you see it on T-shirts quite a lot and stuff like that.
Yeah. Very retro, fashionable.
Yeah. But they were very much a pioneer in terms of early sort of gaming, home gaming.
Yeah, home gaming.
As opposed to it being in the arcade. My first ever. I mean, I had that thing in the corner.
2600.
A wooden panelled console, and the controller had it was on a lead.
Yeah, you had like a stick and a button.
Yeah, no, not that one. That one didn't even come with a stick. It had a dial and a button.
Oh no way!
Yeah, a dial and a button. And then the first thing I ever actually owned, because it was like mum's friend or someone had one of them. The first one I ever owned was an Atari 520 ST, which was like an old school computer, like the Commodore Amigas at the time and stuff. Phenomenal memories of Atari. As I say, it sort of cemented. Without Atari, it wouldn't have cemented my love of gaming.
No, fuck. I mean, that's pretty big fucking shoes. Just a little bit for you. He created Pong in 1972. He was born in 1943, 80 years ago this week. Just honestly, some of the stuff that, I mean, like, without him, where would we be?
Which doesn't even bear thinking about, does it? Doesn't even bear thinking
Where
about.
would we be?
I mean, Pong's like the OG video game, and you can't really say you're any more important to the industry than saying I actually helped create the OG fucking video game.
He's often referred to as the father of video games, which I totally understand. Right, so I mean that's Nolan Bushnell.
Yeah, he passed away this week.
Did he?
Oh, did he?
No.
No, he was
This
born
is
this week. I thought
this
he
is his
said he
birthday.
passed away. I was gonna say, holy shit, man.
80 years. In fact, I'm not 100% sure if he's still going. He might be though. Moving from one into a very funny game that I know Rich loves very, very much. Mario Kart 64.
Yeah, I have such fond memories of this game. So, weirdly enough, a lot of my defining gaming memories happen with Matt Kelly. One from Hell's Owen. And this, I remember just before this came out, there was news in like Nintendo Power or some shit that a lot of the big shops in Birmingham were getting demo units.
Oh right, okay.
And I'd read up a lot on this, so because Mario Kart 64 was the first one to add like the drift mechanic, power sliding.
And you, mate, honestly, if you're not drifting, you ain't winning games.
Yeah, it's pretty pointless, man.
Just that simple.
So I'd read up. I'd never done it before in my life, but I kind of knew this sort of theory. And me and Matt, we went up to Birmingham to go see if we could find one. And we were in Virgin Megastore. Do you remember when Virgin Megastore was in Birmingham?
I do.
Yeah, we were in there, and there were these two geezers. Like, I was like fucking, what, must have been 14 at the time. Something. When was it? 1996. So, no, I was 12. And there were these two older dudes, probably my age and the guy's son playing Mario Kart. And, like, they were on it for ages. They were there for about half an hour, and me and Matt are waiting, and I'm like, I'm getting pissed off waiting for this. So I went up, and I'm like, yo, geez, give us a go of the game. And the one guy was like, race you for it, like the dad. And I was like, hell yeah. So pick up the second controller. He goes to pick, and he picks 50cc, and I was like, oh, no. Oh, we don't do that round here. Picks 150cc. And I lapped him. I bodied him, my first ever game off it, and he didn't say anything. He just put the controller down, turned, grabbed his kid by the hand, and just walked away. Me and Matt sat there for about Stood there for about 2 hours, just smashing Mario Kart. Literally, we were 2-player. We were going through all the cups, like 150cc. We were going through all the cups, checking out all the courses. So we got kicked out of there because obviously we were hogging the game for too long. And then we went to Toys R Us, and then we stood there for 4 hours and played the game and literally golded all the cups and everything, man. Like a really, really cool memory. Amazing game as well, man. Amazing game. You know, in four-player racing, this got played for like 5 to 10 years.
I can imagine.
You know,
the shit talking that must have just gone on.
Yeah, because our lot in Dudley was always more the fighting games. Our lot in Hellzone was always Smash Brothers and Mario Kart.
Yeah, very much a Nintendo crew.
Yeah. So, yeah, fucking phenomenal games, man. And I actually, I was good at this one. I was actually very good at this one. I was actually in various Nintendo magazines for having like top 10 in the UK times on certain time trials for the tracks. It's because I knew all the cheats and the glitches and shit, man. The wall bouncing on Mario Raceway and shit, man. Yeah. Great game.
Right, so from one Mario multiplayer game to another Mario multiplayer game, Mario Party. Do you ever play much of this?
Fun as hell.
Yeah.
Fun as hell. It's not a board game, innit?
Yeah, I enjoyed where I played this. I've enjoyed it more since my love of board games grew up.
Yeah.
Because this was generally known for its mass amount of mini games, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Mini games.
It's sort of like board game WarioWare, wasn't it?
That's it. I mean, this came out 24 years ago in 1999.
That's insane.
Again on the N64. N64, one of those consoles that actually had not everybody played it as much as the new PlayStation that was out and.
Yeah.
Saturn, I think Saturn was around.
Yeah.
Maybe
It was
the Dreamcast.
Saturn, the PlayStation, and this wasn't it?
Yeah. So like a lot of people, you had loads of Nintendo doing we've got this funky controller.
Yeah.
We're gonna make games that other people don't make.
But it was the first console that had an analog controller.
Yes.
And it was just a game changer. Like the N64 is one of the most. People always mistake the PlayStation for being the most influential system of that sort of hardware generation. Man, first analog controller and the first proper 3D games.
Yes.
So that's a big fucking deal, man.
And one of the rare times where the Nintendo 64 was twice the power of the PlayStation.
Yeah, it was more powerful than the rest of them.
And so I never played this one, but I have played some of the more recent ones.
Yeah, it's still a franchise that goes today, still popular, still gets bust out at parties, doesn't it? So.
Exactly that. I mean, again, just for people that don't know, you go around a board game, literally a board game table, and you play mini games against people to get the most points.
Screw your friends over
That's
for
it,
points, basically.
That's it. You can steal other people's points using ghosts, etc., etc. Right, the next game, going on to another Nintendo, another Mario game, because Mario just had so many games on the N64. 22 years ago, Paper Mario. This was on the N64 in 2001. Now, this was basically an RPG, wasn't it?
It was indeed. I am a big, big fan of all of the Mario RPG series.
Yeah.
This isn't my favourite series. The Mario and Luigi series on the handheld's my favourite. But without this, you wouldn't have that.
Yeah.
Again, really quirky. Good RPGs, not just good, good for Nintendo RPGs. Good, well-designed RPGs with good combat mechanics, plays really well. Turn-based, but there's always things you can do to interact, so it doesn't feel like you're just standing there. It might be turn-based, but you'll have options to dodge an enemy attack if you time your jump perfectly. You have options, so when you attack, if you time your button press perfectly, you'll do more damage.
Yeah.
Incredibly, the surprising thing about all these sorts of games is how well written they are.
Right.
They're always incredibly well written, and Luigi is always fucking hysterical in them. He's just a joke character.
Luigi's always. I always find Luigi quite funny in
he's hilarious.
Games.
He's an absolute idiot, but then you see him in Mario Kart every time he fucking passes you and gives you the death stare. Like Mario Rabbids when he's just like, he's a goofball, but he's a crack sniper extraordinaire that will push your shit in.
Yeah, man, I've seen that he is brutal.
But yeah, great series of games, all of them.
Right, from one scary witch over to another scary series. Now, this is Resident Evil Deadly Silence. Now, this was, of course, released on the Nintendo DS in 2006. It was an actual remake of the original Resident Evil game. They gave cutscenes to it
Oh,
and
yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
I did actually have the original cutscene. It was very bad, and it lasted about 5 minutes.
Yeah, so no, go away.
So I was like, I'm not putting that in.
Yeah, never actually played it on the
There we go.
DS
That's what the
because,
cutscenes
yeah,
would like.
I thought the idea of... While it's amazing that they got it on the DS, like, I ain't playing that.
It's the simple fact that I got the voice lines.
Man, look at those stair textures, bro.
I know.
Like,
Where's Chris?
yeah. Wow.
I hope he's not.
Yeah. Yeah. I hope this is not Chris's blood.
Jill, watch out.
Yeah. I found a weapon. A real nasty one, too. Acid rounds. My boy.
Jill, you,
Yeah.
the master of unlocking,
Um,
better take it with you.
Yeah, amazing that they actually got it working on this, but, I mean, why?
I mean,
Who
I guess
asked
like,
for it?
I
Who
guess
asked
like
for
someone
it?
went, you know, would be awesome if I could portably play the original Resident Evil.
Too many fucking people asking if we could, not if we should.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what it is.
It's 100%
Yeah.
the problem.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
It looks like
graphically,
it was made in paint, bro.
Yeah. It's like Van Gogh's fucking got at the game.
Yeah, for real. It looks like somebody painted it and then someone's just come along and just done that across it. Like, good lord.
I hope this isn't
Like,
Chris's blood.
man. Wow.
I mean, like, it's just... I had to put it in, and I put the full
That looks
thing
banging,
in.
though.
Yeah.
To be fair, that looks banging.
It's like, no, they really did it.
Yeah.
They just went for it. No, I left this in as well. Because,
Wow.
this looked better on the PlayStation.
Yeah, it did. Like, everything in the whole game looked better on the PlayStation. Oh, man.
Kenneth lost his head. That's where I got my zombie noises from this game. She knives him though. I was impressed.
Yeah, but that was the pro way to do
Boom.
it. You didn't want to waste the handgun bullets, did you?
It's like, screw him, he's down. Oh, he's up. Jill's not having none of it.
Go on,
Bam!
Jill.
Bam! Stabbed up. You got jacked up, sucker. Kenneth is dead.
Yep. Oh dear, Kenneth.
Don't even think he's coming back as a zombie. He's lost his head.
Yeah. Just. Why?
Yeah.
Moving on.
Moving on.
Moving on.
Right, to another scary game. So just a lot of scary games for the rest of it. BioShock 2. What a game.
I didn't think it was as good as the first one.
It's not as good as the first one, mate, but as a game went, fucking
See,
quality.
I have a weird relationship with BioShock as a series. So, in terms of experiences, I find they're all phenomenal. They're all really, really good experiences. Do I think they're good games? No, I kind of don't.
Fundamentally, I didn't like the way that they did first-person shooting.
Yeah, well, that's exactly it, because, like, the unfortunate reality of the situation is they're a first-person shooter, and everybody I say this to goes, well, they're not traditional first-person shooters. I will give you that. I will grant you that. They are not. They are story narrative-driven first-person experiences. However...
Well, they're all derivative of System Shock anyway, so...
Yeah, and the vast majority of the way you interact with the world, unfortunately, is by shooting things, and it's crap in all of the games.
Yeah.
It's not...
Aiming down sight was on click R.
Yeah.
Terrible.
It was just that they did not... the guns didn't feel great. Now, I'm saying they're bad games. No. They're 100% worth playing. The experience more than makes up for what I consider to be, like, shoddy game mechanics.
Yes.
You know, but it's a weird one, because I can always 100% recommend BioShock, but I can never say they're great games. I always tell people they're amazing experiences.
Which is fair. I think that's fair.
Yeah.
I like this one because you get to play as the original Big Daddy as the main story.
Yeah.
Again, you're back in Rapture. Now, they're making this into a TV series.
They are indeed, yeah. The thing is, with the second one, there was nothing on the level of Would You Kindly.
No.
You know, 'cause
absolutely.
that
the twist in
was
one
just-
was just so good.
Wow.
So good.
And
It's like
then-
I never saw it coming. I completely
no,
got
you didn't.
blindsided by it.
You didn't at all, and then you did when you
Yeah.
heard it.
Yeah, and you're like, oh my god, every time.
I find 2 has the unfortunate problem between being sandwiched between 1 and Infinite, and I think both are just considerably better experiences than that one.
Yeah.
So not that this is bad, I just think the rest of the BioShock series is a lot better.
Yes, I get you. I mean, apparently this had some of the best DLC, but I never played the
No,
DLC.
neither did I, so I can't comment.
I know that they added multiplayer to this one, I think, as well, which was okay, but it wasn't great. It was okay. It was probably better than their first attempt in the first game, which was not very good. This one did it a lot better, but you know, like a lot of multiplayer, you played 15 games of it and you was like, yeah, I'm done.
Yeah.
Yeah, so nothing more to do. But yeah, a lot of fun, interesting story, a lot of water. Moving on to the next game, which is another Resident Evil game, Resident Evil Revelations. Did you ever play this one?
No, never.
Now, this was on the DS.
I heard good things about it.
Now, this was also on the DS.
Yeah.
A bit like, because this came out 11 years ago in 2012, and Dead and Silence came out in 2006. Both on, oh no, this was 3DS, so I am wrong.
Yeah.
So, I was going to say, because the graphics on this one were far superior to Deadly Silence.
Weren't they?
Far superior. So we'll see in a sec. This is mainly just a cut together part of the game, but this is all in game. This is what you would play. Honestly, from what I understood, I never played it, but it was meant to be really,
it's
really
good
game.
things with this and the sequel. Both got really good reviews. It just then they weren't the sort of experiences I wanted from a handheld.
No,
like I very much buy handheld for handheld sort of style experiences.
Yeah.
So your Professor Layton's, your Phoenix Wright, and stuff like that. I don't really see much of the appeal of playing like a cut down version of a home console game.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, because they added, you could buy in a
third
extra
thing.
stick. And
I had one for Monster Hunter on it, but I just fucking hated it.
Yeah, it's terrible.
It wasn't great.
Really bad. I mean, then they added that little nipple stick.
Yeah,
later,
which was also
awful
terrible.
Shit. It's like, come on, guys,
But yeah,
get it right.
It's one of those where I should probably go back and play it now that it's on the actual home consoles.
Yeah,
you know, because you pick it up piss cheap, can't you?
To be fair, it's meant to be pretty good. Like, from what I heard, this was meant to be pretty good. I just never got around to it. I love Resident Evil, but it was like, I'm not playing. A bit like yourself. It was like, no, I'm playing.
You should buy it on the PlayStation and we'll both give it
Yeah. I may already have it, dude. You'd have to, honestly, you'd have to check.
Quite probably.
Yeah, because I just got so many. Right, on to another horror game that has just had a remake, Dead Space 3. Now, this was by far the weakest, although it was the only one to add full co-op.
Yeah.
And it was like, you could play the whole game co-op. There were parts where you both went off your separate ways and did different things, which I thought was a good idea. It was just, sadly, I don't know what it was about this that just felt like all the hard work that 1 and 2 had done just felt like it had undone it. I mean, don't worry, it was like a 7 out of 10. It wasn't, it wasn't dog shit or anything. I mean, you look at it, even by today's standards, it still looks pretty.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
I mean, it's only 10 years old. 2013.
There was also some weird fucking like microtransactions and shit in there.
I
for
did remember
materials,
something about the
wasn't there?
microtransactions.
Yeah, because they really pushed heavily on the crafting aspect, but then like everything you had to craft was ridiculously expensive in terms of materials.
Yeah.
And it was really grindy to find them and get them from the enemies, but for the low price of some real fucking money, like, you could buy them, you know. And I think that between turning it into more of almost what Resident Evil did, where it went a bit more actiony as opposed to survival horror, it just wasn't the one, was it?
No, I mean, it was a shame. It was a shame. But they're doing the remakes, hopefully, with a bit of pre-thought.
TLC,
they'll
I do feel Dead Space is a series with diminishing returns in that I feel the first one was fucking incredible, the second one was good, the third one was alright.
Yeah.
You know.
So hopefully these remakes, if they're going to do them, it looks like because of the win that they got with this, then they should be getting them. So, yeah, fingers crossed, guys, fingers crossed. And with that fairly bombshell, we move on to what's been released this week. So, see you in a bit.
Nice. Nice.
Right, so what we're back with now is Metroid Prime Remastered. Has been released this week, Rich.
What a game. What a game. I haven't got this yet, man, because it's not payday and I'm
I've
poor.
bought it. It's 35 quid.
That's legit, that is, man. That's it.
Quid.
It is. It's a bit of a rip that they're charging you full price for. They're going to charge you full price for each game. I kind of wanted, especially with how long we've been waiting for this. I kind of feel like we should have got the trilogy.
Yes.
But then saying that, this is by far and away the best of the trilogy by a country fucking mile.
Yes, 100%. I mean, didn't they made 2 sequels to this?
Yes, there was Echoes, and I can never remember what the third one was. It was on the Wii.
Yeah.
And it was, you know, surprisingly solid game. It used motion control for the aiming really fucking well. But the first one was just like absolute perfection. Like I said earlier, you know, Mario 64 and Zelda like changed the entire gaming industry because it translated 2D platformers to 3D, you know, open world platformers in a way. I think this was more impressive, turning like a 2D side scrolling into like a 3D first person shooter that still had all the exploration elements of the original series.
I definitely remember that being like really cool, the scanner being really cool.
Yeah, well in this, like in a lot of the later games, so I'm most of the way through Metroid Dread and I'm having a fucking amazing time with it. But in that, Samus is an action hero. In this, she's an explorer / a scientist. There's a very distinct difference. You never feel as kind of overpowered. No. Yeah, extraordinary series. One of the best games. This is probably in my top 10 games of all time. To be honest, I adore this game.
Well, we've got just coming up just a little bit of you know, you can see it side by side what it looks like, what it did look like on the GameCube and what it does look like on the Nintendo Switch. So, I mean, what I was going to touch on is like you forget because this game looked impressive on.
Yeah, this game looked amazing when it first came out, and it was huge as well. Yeah, absolutely massive.
Now, you look just on that side by side, but it's almost night and day. And I remembered it in my head when I first saw the trailer for the remake. I was like, oh yeah, but they haven't changed that much. They've just tarted it up a bit. But it is fucking night and day.
Yeah, it's good to see that they've actually like properly done it as opposed to because you tend to find a lot of ones. I mean, fucking hell, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, you tend to find a lot of game companies just slap something through a high res texture filter.
That's it.
That's it. Whereas, like, you know, when people actually make brand new assets and stuff like that, I'm all about it.
I mean, you look at it, I mean, it's just completely changed. It's just not.
I mean, you can still tell it's an old game.
Yeah.
But yeah,
they've redone everything.
Simple things, you can even see like the geometry of stuff's changed, so it doesn't look as angular and stuff. Yeah, real impressive work, man. Stunning game, stunning.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm looking forward to playing through it. To be honest, I bought the Switch version. And I plan to play through it when I finally get around to playing anything on my Switch, which is never.
Yeah.
So, fantastic. End of the game, I'll just buy and never play.
I'll borrow your Switch so I can play it. Yeah, I can't wait to get into it. And it's good to see Nintendo as a franchise getting some love again.
Yes.
You know, we have Metroid Dread, we've had this. There's obviously Metroid 4 in development.
I'm hoping everything that came on the GameCube, if they are going to charge me 35 quid for it, I hope that it gets this level of care of attention, because at least that feels like you're getting a little bit.
You do F-Zero to this degree, and you add 30-player online multiplayer, I won't give you £35. I'll give you 70.
Jesus.
Like
you heard it first, kids.
Yeah,
so I want make him keep it.
That bad. That bad. Come on, Nintendo, get on it.
Right. Now, on to the thing that I've been harping on about all the time. I'm probably going to step away from the controversy, mainly because, to be honest, she's a billionaire, so... What do you want me to say?
Well, it's a shame that so much of the I can completely understand where it comes from, but it's a shame that so much of the discourse of this surrounds not the game.
Yeah.
You know, so you see all these 1 out of 10 reviews, and I can completely understand people's thought process and mentality and stuff like that. But it's it's not a bad game from what I've seen or played.
It's absolutely. I'll be honest. It's potentially a Game of the Year contender.
Yeah.
And that's from the 20-25 hours that I've pumped into it. And I'll be honest, I've been astounded. Like, taking aside from what she said, right? The world that they've built and the feeling of going through Hogwarts and being part of that universe and feeling like you're a you're telling your own Harry Potter sort of tale. Is phenomenal, because you feel like you're getting to visit this iconic, incredible school. And then do everything that you ever thought you wanted to
do,
in a free world.
Yeah.
Where you are just allowed to just hop out of school, jump on your broom, zoom off somewhere, get upgrades for your broom. I will say I was a little bit disappointed that there's very much a gear score and a gear thing, but it's an RPG and
what do you expect?
Exactly. But going through the world, watching magic just occur, things like the armor just start fighting each other because it's sick of the other ones grumbling.
Yeah.
The aspect of showing magic, and I'm sure it's start like this on the PlayStation as well, but being able to look at a portal and see a different room and then walk through and then it just
be in that room,
the different room. No load, no nothing is fantastic. Almost every house is visitable.
Yeah.
So you can go in, find treasure, do puzzles. Customization is great. I think it's a great fuck you that it's got trans characters in it.
Yeah. I quite like because same precarious bind with this where I don't expect other people to share this. I couldn't pay for the game. I just don't like the idea of fucking putting money into the pocket. However, I would play it. You know what I mean? I would play like a fucking R version or you know what I mean? If somebody came and says, here you go, play this. Yeah, I probably would fucking give it a go because it looks fucking great, to be honest with you. It kind of looks like the Harry Potter game I always wanted to play.
Exactly, and that's why I don't like it getting its hate, because the developers here, and they're not Avalanche who made Just Cause, like I originally thought.
Yeah.
These are Avalanche that made the Toys to Life game, Disney Life plus Dave, whatever it was.
Yeah.
So, you know, they've come back and they haven't made any games since then, just been helping out in a couple of games. They've come out with this absolutely superb, graphically, the animations in these games, due to the amount of just magic just going off.
Yeah.
Right? The amount of discovery, feeling the no loading times, the combat.
I've heard the combat's really good.
The combat's
supposed to be really good.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Honestly, really. I mean, there's only 20 spells, and a lot of people have been going, oh, there's like 400 spells in Elden Ring.
Yeah.
Again, it's a different beast.
Yeah.
Like, this is talking about comboing spells. That's not what Elden Ring's doing.
Yeah.
Like, this is, you know, Leviosoing someone in the air, making them fly upside down, then hitting with a fireball to combo and feel like you're absolutely bossing someone with your ability of just casual lifting spells and things like that.
Yeah, so it's
you know, some of the puzzles absolutely sublime, mate.
It is such a shame that
the controversy.
Yeah, it's such a shame that fucking the person that originally created this universe turned out to be such a fucking bell end that it's like it's tainted it for a lot of people.
That's it.
You know?
It's a shame that it just won't get some of the love
as a solid game it deserves. Yeah,
because it is. I mean, I'll be honest, I'll sit here now as a review currently, this is probably a 9 out of 10 for me.
Yeah
like, only because, like, to be 10 out of 10 you'd have to be just
perfect.
Flawless. And, you know, gripes with it, I suppose there's a bit of repetition with enemies, but it's the nature of the beast of an open world game. You know, being able to, you can raise beasts. You know, you get room of requirements, so you craft your own spells, you make your own potions, you can customize your items that you're wearing, you know, putting gems in and shamdanery. But like things like that, just watching floors build before you, watching the stairwell build.
It looks very authentic. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, you feel like, I mean, the opening was absolutely superb. Absolutely, just grabbed you straight in. Pictures just moving, talking. Like, you know, you feel like you're there. You just feel like you're part of that universe. So I'm not going to harp on too much, but yeah, I can't shout enough praise. Again, got big dungeons, got small little dungeons with puzzles in, Merlin puzzles around the world to just figure out, a bit like Legend of Zelda.
Yeah.
Honestly, every note that it could. Combat is really interesting. A mix of sort of almost Arkham.
Yeah, it's got that sort of feel to it, like just from looking at it, the way he moves and stuff like that. Yeah, it does feel very Arkham based, which isn't a bad thing because the Arkham games had a very, very solid combat.
Everything keeps telling me I should play that for Gotham Knights.
Yeah.
Right, so that's our thoughts on Hogwarts. Hopefully, you know, you will go out, you'll go and check it out. It is out on CD keys, which you can use my code if you should want to. Save a little bit of money.
If you won't play it because of, you know, moral reasons and stuff like that, cool. Get it. I totally understand it.
I'm not against you doing whatever you feel comfortable with.
Yeah.
But it is a phenomenal game.
Just like, just kind of lay off the people that just want to run around and be a wizard. Do you know what I mean?
You know, it's a dream for them as well. You know. And anyway, we're not going to get into it because it's just nonsense, isn't it? It's just nonsense.
It's
messy nonsense. Right, guys. So we're going to move on to games that time forgot, because that's what we do next, I guess. So so my games that are not forgot. It's basically just me.
The games time forgot.
So the games that time forgot for me is a game called Suikoden. And Suikoden was a game that I picked up on a whim because there was another game called Vandal Hearts, and on the back of Vandal Hearts was a picture for a game called Suikoden. I was very much about 12,
Oh no, you love Vandal
very
Hearts.
much into JRPGs, and this one said that you could find 108 characters. Now, you don't use all 108 characters. You use about 60 of them, and you can have fielded up to 6 people in a party at a time. Again, different.
Yeah.
But the best thing about this was once you collected 108 characters, you had a castle that started off as a rock, and it just built into a bigger castle. And the more people you had, the more service you had.
Yeah.
But you did big army battles as well, so you'd get generals, and then they would control, and it became sort of a rock, paper, scissors sort of fight. And then you'd have another battle where it was like just you, the main character, in a one-on-one, looking like a beat-em-up sort of style, versus the general to like win.
Sick. Yeah, that's cool.
Storyline was incredible. That's the castle, but it completely changes.
Never a series I got into, to be honest with you.
Absolutely phenomenal. Like really fun games. This came out in, I think it was like 1998. So it's a long time ago. I think it's 1999 in England. But yeah, this has actually changed. Like that's updated. This is for the remaster.
Yeah.
Because the remaster's coming out this year, and I cannot tell you how much I'm just gonna.
Do you know what? I might give it a whirl, man, just because it's one of them that I regret that I never actually smashed.
This and the sequel comes out as well with it, Suikoden 2. One of the best fucking wartime stories I've ever played. This is Suikoden 2. I know we're on about Suikoden 1, but Suikoden 2 just has to be a mention. Not only that, but you can find, if you get 108 stars in number 2, and you got him in number 1, the cross save will let you get the main hero from number 1 as 109
yeah,
star.
that's cool as hell.
Graphically got super improved.
Yeah.
Animation's absolutely
animation's
superb.
really nice, man.
Like fucking storyline was incredible. Like it's about 2 friends, and then they end up on 2 different sides of the war.
Yeah, standard. It ain't gonna be a fun one, is it?
Nah, man.
Yeah.
Like fucking the main villain, like one of the main villains, like fuck man, he's a monster.
Yeah.
Like, you know, by anime standards, we're just going,
like,
oh no, he's
like
a monster.
Kefka levels of
Yeah.
yeah.
Like fucking, honestly.
Everyone goes on about Sephiroth. Sephiroth's a pansy compared to Kefka.
Yeah,
Kefka's
man, Kefka just like, nah, what's happening is the world.
Yeah, you're dead.
And like, I ain't threatening, I'm doing.
Yeah. It's like that bit in Watchmen where they're just like, man, you've just told me your whole plan. Like, when are you doing this? What are you talking about? I've done it.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't be telling you about it if I hadn't already done it.
I've already
then you'd
achieved.
Stop it. So,
So yeah, right. Anyone, music's fantastic. The character drawn people. There's comedy in it, general comedy, mini games. Just an absolutely phenomenal.
Solidly made fucking PS1 RPG.
Really. For me, it was the golden era of gaming, and this year looks to be better. I'm hoping, fingers so crossed, that Square just announced that we've remastered to a really nth degree Xenogears.
I knew you were going to say that. See,
Jerk
I
off.
would.
Or Parasite Eve, the original, we never got in this country.
Oh, don't.
I might have to do a game. I may have to do a game times game.
Yeah.
Game time forgot with that.
I will see your Xenogears. I'd rather have a Legend of Dragoon, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, I mean, again, people are screaming out for that to be remade.
and
But that's Sony,
Yeah.
so it's not Square.
Yeah.
So it's whether Sony want to tart it up or not.
No, they don't.
No, Sony won't. Sony made like some total of like 1 JRPG. It was that.
Yeah.
And then went, it sold alright, but
Yeah, we're done. We're right.
we're done. I'm no more interested in this JRPG realm that you talk of. I have no interest in this.
Fuck this shit up.
Fuck this shit off. Right, guys. So sadly, that is all the show we've got for you today.
Right, so.
So thank you for being with us.
Don't shed too many tears.
Yes,
I
don't.
can tell you're upset.
Yeah. We're gonna end this. We're gonna end the show now. We will be back on the stream afterwards, but I've got to sort out Rich, so we should be on a little bit of a be right back screen for a while. Please hang around or don't. I'm going to be playing probably some Hogwarts, so you can hear my more internal thoughts on that, or just watch me fly around on a broomstick.
I will be bailing to go home to eat some food and put some paint on a model.
Right. So I have been Firefly Zero. You can find me over on Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. And of course, as always, I've been joined by my co-host and best friend, Rich.
LiveConvoy on Instagram and potentially soon Twitch. So
That's it. You can reach us both for the show at fireconvoygeekshow@gmail.com. Hope to see you there. Don't forget about the charity. Please do and check out Opinions of the Uninformed. That's a show that we, Rich, do with our friend TJ, or the proper TJ, over on Twitch, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Right, guys. So that's all we've got time for, bids. Hope you had a good time. See you later.
peace.
I'm fucking around.